iRacing series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
A new storm has formed in season number 4. It's a grand national tour that ends near the California shores. Home track heroes take on big league talent. OGs return while fresh meat joins the fold. In a competition where fortune only rewards the bold. So who's willing to knock off a few doors? It's about who wants it more. In 2024.
This is what you're waiting for. People ready to rock.
Clapper goes 3-1 and passes several cars. Ryan Truex gets it done.
Matt Hoyland, he will celebrate here at Circuit of the Americas.
Foley comes out of the final corner to win.
Jordan Durasic will win this race.
Here they come across the line. Your race winner is going to be Matt Cherry.
See, in the end, nobody really cares where you got your start. The only thing that matters is where you finish.
Brandon Slow looking to steal one. It's going to be a 3-wide finish here at Daytona as they cross the line. 4 wide to the finish. It's going to be the 94 of Robert Colgan at the line.
The roar of engines takes us to Thunder Valley and Bristol Motor Speedway. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nick Stein, joined alongside Taylor Burris and Austin Derbyshire in the production booth. And tonight is set for a good one. We got round 2 of the bracket brawl with $100 on the line. And these guys are definitely going to be fighting it out here in the trucks at Bristol Motor Speedway. And of course, got our Google Maps here. We're going quick tonight. Dang, Darby. But we got our map here. Of course, you got the, I believe it's 33 degrees of banking there in the corners. Of course, the 5 to 9 degrees on the start finish and the back straightaway. And you know what? We're going way too fast here real quick. How you doing tonight, Taylor?
I'm doing pretty good. Let's slow things down. It's actually 22 to 24 degrees of banking over in turn 1 and turn 2, as well as 3 and 4. But this track here is absolutely the last great Coliseum. We saw a really incredible Bristol race early on in the NASCAR season, and of course we're going to see it here continuing on for the Thunderclap iRacing series presented by TLC. Let's take a look at the championship standings, and it of course is Jordan Durasic leading the charge with his 3 wins. And he had the 139-point lead over Matt Cherry, TJ DeBlasi, and Tristan Bruce, rounding out your top 4 in the championship before we get further and further into the playoff. But that bracket challenge, though, that we were talking about, that's going to be pretty exciting to watch because we have some very big spoilers to keep an eye on, as well as ones to also see who will come out on top. I think the one where everyone's going to keep an eye on is that 31st seed of Bartles, who made a big upset, beating out a couple of big heavy hitters in last round of the bracket brawl.
Yeah, and I believe before we get into that bracket brawl, you got some keys to the race for us here tonight. You know, Bristol's always difficult, and of course, you got to survive here, but we're going to let you get into your keys real quick.
Absolutely. Let's first talk about is entering your correct pit lane. We got 2 different pit road entrances right here for drivers. Yes, it is utilizing the single pit lane, but you got to remember, are you going to be on the back straightaway or are you going to be on the front straightaway? It's going to be critical for you to make sure you enter into your correct pit stall. Otherwise, you're going to have to go back around and lose valuable time for your drivers. Secondly, is that right rear tire wear. We saw a lot of issues with drivers struggling with tire wear in the real world. Make sure you take care of your equipment. 250 laps is going to be critical. And finally, high line is the best line. We saw a lot of drivers utilizing that outside line quite well, but we could also see some drivers think about trying that low line.
Alrighty, with that, we're going to go get into our starting grid here tonight. And of course, as always, Port Lavaca's own Jordan Durasic on pole position here, 14.274. He's got almost 2 tenths over Tristan Bruce, sitting in second place in that 21 machine with a 14.418. Justin Clapper starting in third, with Matt Holmes going to be in 4th position. Matt Garrett is going to be starting in 5th. Got the Matt show there in 4th and 5th. Gregory Sheps is in 6th. Chase Leahy 7th. Kyle Bartles, 31 seed in your bracket challenge, by the way. Keep an eye on him tonight. Chase Leahy in 7th position. or excuse me, Chase Leahy was in 7th, Kyle Bartles in 8th, Christopher Tate in 9th, and Bo Condon is going to be starting in the 10th position here tonight.
Moving on from Grand Prairie, Texas, is Thomas Aaron in 11th position, followed by Kingston, New York's Brandon Schumann. 13th will be Thomas Kohick, followed by, in the 14th position, Brandon Slew from Richmond, Virginia. In the 15th and 16th position, Matt Cherry from Scottsville, Kentucky, and Robert Walton. In 17th and 18th, row number 9, from Factoryville, Pennsylvania, Joshua Kohner, and Annapolis, Maryland, TJ DeBlasi. Rounding out your top 20, Anthony Burleson from Troutman, North Carolina, and Noah Rainwater from Lincolnton, North Carolina.
And just a little tip there, or a little bit of a warning there, Anthony Burleson does have an EOL tonight, so he will be starting from the back here tonight. Starting in 21st position is going to be Todd Lee. Chase Albright going to be starting 22nd. 23rd going to be Andrew Olazewski. Matthew Montgomery, who went for many flips in Pocono, starting in 24th. Damian Neese in 25th. Robert Colgan in 26th. And Kyle Newkirk rounding out your 27 truck field here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. And real quick, go and get into our race picks for the night. Of course, you already know who I'm going with. Hashtag go with Bo. It's a thing. It's happening. Bo's winning tonight.
And for me, I'm going with Gregory Shepsis. He had a good run last week at Pocono. Did run into some problems, but was able to recover nicely. And our producer, Austin Derbyshire, is sticking with the Cherry, Matt Cherry, as he will see who comes out on top here tonight.
And while we got a little bit of time here before we go green, might as well go through our Bracket Brawl Challenge seedings here real quick. Of course, Bracket Brawl, you already know from last week, it's a right now it's 16 drivers going at it. We're in the round of 16 here. But as usual, it's a bracket brawl, you know, seedings 1 through 16. They're going to be going up against each other. And whoever finishes better out of each of the 8 matchups is going to be moving on to round 3, which is the round of 8 next week. And of course, our matchups for tonight, of course, your pole sitter, Jordan Durasic, taking on 16 seed Anthony Burleson, who is starting from the back here tonight. So got a bit of a back and forth going on here, but we'll go continue this when we get a little bit of a chance as we're getting ready to go green, actually.
Yes, we are. So, Nick, go ahead and bring them on to the green flag.
Sounds good as the pace car is off, and here comes Jordan Durasic to take the green flag. Tristan Bruce does beat him to the line. May have to keep an eye out for an illegal restart for the 21 of Tristan Bruce there, but Durasic does get beat off the line there. Tristan Bruce, your leader, down into turn number 3. Looks like Durasic's taking his normal strategy here, saving tires, falling back a little bit.
Trouble in turn 3 and 4.
Oh, wow, big wreck in the back.
Big time Bo Condon involved, the 30 machine involved of Christopher Tate and several others looped around, several others avoiding the contact that has happened. Robert Walton trying to get out of harm's way, but a tough break on the opening lap.
Bo, making me look dumb, brother. Anyway, get a look at the RL Productions replay here as Bo Condon coming through turns 3 and 4 here on lap. Oh, gets on the seam there, and the truck just says, no, sir, I don't want to do that, and takes a couple other trucks with him. Brandon Schumann there. I believe that was Robert Walton, the 66, TJ DeBlasi, a couple other guys having to stop there, but the main casualty, Bo Condon, of course, right as I pick him. You know, I'm not here last week, and I don't pick him for our race pick, and he finishes in the top 10. The second I pick him, he wrecks out on lap 1. Are you kidding?
A for effort there, Nick. A for effort.
It's a rough time.
It's
a rough time here in the Nick Stein camp. But hey, we got that moment to go over the rest of our bracket here real quick. I mean, like I said, you got Jordan Durasic, the 1 seed, obviously, leader in points, taking on 16 seed Anthony Burleson. Burleson, after that, is up to the 26th position, so he's still got a ton of work to do to get up to where Jordan Durasic is. Second matchup of the night is the 8-9 matchup between Matt Garrett and Christopher Tate. Matt Garrett currently sitting up in the 4th position. Christopher Tate was sideways there on that first lap, and searching for him, he is up in the 12th position, so that may be one to watch if it does get a little bit exciting later tonight. Got the 31-18 matchup here. Kyle Bartles and Brandon Schumann going at it in that third matchup. Kyle Bartles, of course, your 31 seed sitting up in 8th position, and you got Brandon Schumann. He is, I believe he was involved in that wreck, actually. He's down in 26th position right now. 4th matchup, you got Matt Cherry, the 2 seed, taking on Andrew Olazewski, the 10 seed. Matt Cherry, of course, is, I believe, where is he? There he is. He is in 13th position, and Andrew Olazewski, I gotta go searching again here, is sitting in 18th position, so that could be Another good one to watch. Matchup number 5, the 4-seed TJ DeBlasi taking on Robert Walton in the 66 machine, that 20-seed. Robert Walton was almost involved in that. He is down in 22nd with, I believe, TJ DeBlasi almost also being involved in that. He's up in the 14th spot. Tristan Bruce, your 5-seed, is your race leader right now, taking on Matt Holmes in the 21 seed. Got 2 of those. They are in the top 5, so that could be our one to watch early here. And of course, the 30-seed Thomas Kohick taking on Bo Khan in the 19 seed. Of course, Bo Khan going spinning there on that first lap. And your 8th and final matchup of the night, Robert Colgan, your 6 seed, taking on the 22 seed Todd Lee. Both of those guys, Robert Colgan, where is he? Somewhere in here. Robert Colgan. Is he even here tonight? 21st position tonight, Robert Colgan is, and then Todd Lee is actually a couple positions up in 15th spot. So that is a rundown of your seed matchups here for the RL Productions Bracket Brawl.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting to watch the bracket brawl here. And, of course, we could see some more upsets. Of course, Bartles, one who made a big upset from the previous round as he went head-to-head with a driver, that being, of course, the number 2 seed of Matt Cherry. So that was definitely a big-time upset. So we'll see how this will play out here tonight for these drivers.
Yeah, and, of course, we had the news earlier this week that Real NASCAR is actually planning one of these next year in the 2025 season. And, you know, this is kind of a good look to see how that would kind of work. I don't think they're going to do 32 seats. I didn't read the entire announcement, but depending on how many seeds they do, this could be a really good opportunity to see how that would work over a 5-round period, like kind of like what they're planning in real life. I mean, you see right here, it not only creates an exciting in-season atmosphere, but it also creates that, you know, that need to be able to push a little bit harder and get in front of your seeding matchup, as I believe lights are out on the pace truck here, and he's going to make that aggressive turn down onto pit road, and it's going to be Tristan Bruce with control over the field. Restart zones early. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol Motor Speedway, presented by Pine Golf, and he gets clear, well clear of Jordan Jurassic down into 1.
Field now works their way out of turn number 2 as Tristan Bruce leads the charge. Jurassic holds strong in second, but Clapper's putting the pressure on him as they come out of turn 3 and 4. Everyone else just trying to mind their P's and Q's and start logging some laps here as they put lap 8 on the board.
Tristan Bruce, excuse me, not Tristan Bruce, that's Justin Clapper to the inside of Jordan Jurassic for that second spot. Of course, that outside line starting to prevail here as we get some laps on the tires, but of course, that brings back one of your keys to the race. If you run that outside line pretty consistently, you're going to burn that right rear off pretty quickly.
Absolutely. So you got to be careful with that. Take care of your tires here in this stage of the race. Let the car come for you like Jordan Jurassic's doing right now. He's running that outside line, taking care of his tires. Meanwhile, you see Justin Clapper. He's running the low line. It may be a good time to run it because of those fresh tires, but the problem is after a few laps, about another 10, 15 laps or so, those tires are going to be struggling for grip on the bottom of the racetrack, and Jordan Jurassic will meanwhile just pass easily on the outside lane. So he's got to be careful with that. Clapper just needs to be patient, wait for the car to come to him, as you see right there behind Matt Garrett, also thinking about going into the middle lane with Gregory Shepsis in the 5th spot.
Yeah, that's one thing we can also bring up here. We had the iRacing Dev update release yesterday as Justin Clapper gets a little bit loose there on the inside, but we had that iRacing Dev update that comes out every couple of months release yesterday, and one thing that they mentioned is actually we have a caution on the racetrack, so that'll be something that's got to wait for just a second. Anthony Burleson in the 20 truck there involved,
as well as Kyle Newkirk, who is smoking and stuck to the inside wall as he backs out finally.
Oh man, that is a destroyed race truck. Gonna look at the replay here. Just contact coming off of turn number 2, possibly. Oh, it was. Oh no, he got loose.
He got loose, went up the track, collected Thomas Kohick, and
Burleson. That is a rough way to start your race, especially, I believe, is Kyle Newkirk in our bracket challenge? No, he is not. I don't believe he is.
No, he got booted out from the last opening round at Pocono. He went up against, I'll give you the driver he was up against here momentarily. No, Newkirk was not in the playoff by the looks of it.
And Kohick was involved in that. He's 30 seed right now. So one of your big matchups, 30 versus 19 seed. Both drivers in that matchup have been involved in early wrecks here in the first 15 laps of this race. Of course, you got Thomas Kohik. He was just involved in that this last caution right here, and then Bo Condon was involved on that first caution on lap number 1. He's up in 22nd position right now with a bit of a damaged race car. So 2 drivers in this bracket brawl damaged early on, and of course, one of the toughest tracks to have a bracket brawl at is Bristol. I mean, let's be honest here. This track is a brawl in and of itself. I mean, it is a pretty much a war just to survive this race.
It really is. So this is going to be a one to watch here for sure between who is able to get their trucks repaired to rejoin the racetrack here, as we will see between the drivers of both Kohik and Bo Condon, as well as who can stay on the lead lap. Bo Condon didn't really have too much damage. He is still back out on the track on the lead lap as Thomas Kohik goes a lap down. And one thing to do, update, yes, last week Bartles did beat out Matt Cherry to move on to the next round of the playoffs. But due to the fact a couple of drivers did not show up, that opened the door for some of those drivers who were eliminated to move on to the next round. One of those, of course, being Matt Cherry. So Matt Cherry, of course, is in the bracket challenge still as he goes up against Olazewski. So apologies on that one.
Yeah, and one thing I was wanting to bring up before that caution came out is that iRacing Dev update came out, and one thing they mentioned is actually something with what we're racing right now in the NASCAR Truck Series. Is getting a complete aero overhaul from what I read, and that's really interesting because you and I both know that the aero model with the current truck, I'm not going to say it's bad, but it is not the greatest. For whatever reason, you just cannot drive in traffic with this truck. So hopefully that aero rework comes out soon, and it is going to be a much welcome change. This is a truck that has been very, very, very interesting to drive, I guess is a good way to put it, as it's always been a tricky vehicle to drive, and hopefully this aero update makes it race a lot more realistically, because you see us broadcasting this, and you go onto a Friday night and see the trucks, they're 3-4 wide everywhere, and you're wondering, how can I not do that on iRacing?
Well, that's the amazing thing with iRacing. People criticize certain things with iRacing regarding how come certain things are not like what you see in the real world. But if you be a little patient, iRacing works very hard to try and update these trucks to where they start to feel more and more. And that's the great thing for this current year in 2024. Their brand new oval updates and overhaul to where the NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and trucks get more and more closer to the real thing.
Green flag back in the air here at Bristol. Tristan Bruce, another big-time restart there. Green flag back out, presented by Pine Golf. And, yeah, Jordan Durasic seems to be falling off big time here. As you see a little bit of a checkup there from Gregory Shepsis through the corner. Forces Kyle Bartles in the 95. Rowdy Energy to kind of check up just a little bit there. And I think Bartles right now is just trying to play devil's advocate here, because he's a rookie in this series. This is his, I believe, 5th race in this series, so he's still trying to find his footing in this race, but he is not afraid to get down and dirty with these guys, and it looks like he's trying to do that right now, maybe get up into the top 5 here.
Bartles nearly came home with a strong finish at Pocono as well. I mean, he did have some runs and some issues, but he was so strong towards the end of the race, so keep an eye on him to be one of those favorites if he does get that first win. It's not a matter of if, it's when, because he does have the speed to do it. Here as we ride on board with one of the Rowdy Toyotas as they come through the middle of turns 1 and 2. Great racing action as Robert Walton's trying to hold on, but Bartles just taking his time to seize the action up ahead of him, not going to push the envelope and try to find an opening as he will stay towards the top side. Now dive to the bottom of the racetrack to go to the inside of Thomas Aaron in that 93 UNT machine.
And you remember back at Homestead, I mean, Kyle Bartles was, I wish I was joking when I say this, this man was probably a solid 3 laps from winning. As Sheps just a little bit loose there on the inside there, able to keep that car straight and going, but he's going to fall back big time in that 27 Pine Golf machine. But back to Kyle Bartles for just a moment. He was so close at Homestead. I mean, it was painfully close at Homestead, but like you said, it's not a matter of if, it's when. That 95 is going to get a win, and I feel like it's going to be on a next-gen round.
It's going to be here pretty soon, and we'll see the action as they work their way side by side there. You see the 93 trying to hold the inside of the line against Kyle Bartles. Thomas Aaron doing the best that he can, but so far to no avail. That outside line is starting to prevail for sure. Matt Holmes just up ahead of him as we go on to the chopper to get a good look at this. Matt Holmes 3 wide through the middle of turn 3 and 4. Hold on to her, Matt, as Matt will slam to the inside wall. Still staying green flag. Nope, caution will come out as trouble for TJ DeBlasi and Christopher Tate, possibly, as TJ DeBlasi looped it around.
Yeah, TJ DeBlasi was slow there off, I believe, turn 2. Just gonna look at the replay here, kind of obscure replay. As TJ DeBlasi looks like he's solo here, so this could have been a reactionary spin, possibly. Yeah, it looks like it was. Either that or he just got really loose there coming up off of turn number 2, and nothing hit. Actually, no, that's turn number 4, but nothing hit for the 78.
Good speed to recover on, but not a good look for TJ DeBlasi because TJ DeBlasi, he's going up against Walton right now, and Walton's been running pretty decently inside the top 10, so TJ's got a little bit of work to do if he wants to have a shot of moving on to the next round of the bracket brawl.
And of course, you got to remember, there is $100 on the line for whoever wins this bracket brawl. So while it may not be at the forefront of these drivers' mind on making sure they're in front of their bracket brawl opponent, but I mean, $100 is $100. Let's be honest here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these guys donate it back to Connor's Cure, but I mean, still, you want to fight for $100, and if you're Tristan Bruce, you're in the perfect place to do it as you're leading this race right now. So there's no physical way that anyone can beat you right now unless you get past. So I feel like that lead is the best spot to be, especially if you're still in this bracket brawl.
It is, but you know what? If I was in this bracket brawl and if I was told this is the driver I'm going up against, I'm checking every lap where he is on the track as far as when we're under caution to know where I am and what I need to do to keep him behind me so I can move on to the next round.
Well, good news for your leader, Tristan Bruce. Your matchup is currently sitting down in 12th position, who is fighting a very loose race truck, Matt Holmes is. So Tristan Bruce, I feel like, is the most comfortable driver right now, knowing that his opponent in this bracket brawl is not doing too high right now.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out for him right now as we pick up Tristan Bruce in that number 21 Infinity Chevrolet Silverado. But yeah, I mean, great to see with all the new updates coming up here as we did get that development update. Not only did we get talks about a brand new truck overhaul for the oval refresh, but couple of new tracks and a couple of new cars. One of them, I think a lot of people, as far as for the oval community, are talking about the brand new street stocks as well as Oswego Speedway coming on board.
And there's also the announcement about the new mini stock that's in production. Mini stock that's coming. I believe they said they're shooting for season 4. I don't know how close or how far they are away from a release of that, but that is definitely one I'm kind of excited for. And our good buddy Brandon Edstrom, he has been frothing for a mini stock. I wish I was joking about this. That man has been wanting a mini stock for 4 years. I've known him for almost 4 years at this point, and he's been wanting a mini stock ever since I knew him.
Well, you know what's so great about this? When you have someone like Dale Earnhardt Jr., who gives back to the short track community so much, it's great to see that he is pushing to get more short track oval asphalt content. Now, don't get me wrong, there is plans for other content, such as your dirt oval, dirt road racing, as well as your sports car racing and other forms. But to hear that we're getting such a big push for short track oval racing, as well as updates to our top 3 national series of NASCAR, this is such a good thing. A lot of good things to come in the rest of 2024 and beyond.
Oh yeah, it is an exciting time to be an iRacer, especially if you just love racing in general. So many good things that we'll talk about further on in this broadcast. But green flag back in the air here at Bristol. Tristan Bruce, another great restart, gets a big-time jump over the 63 of Justin Clapper. Gets out a pretty decent lead here. Jordan Jurassic still falling off just a little bit in that 6 machine. Right on the back, as that's the 66 of Robert Walton, who got sideways
around turn 3 and 4. Colgan loops it around, but is able to keep it going. He was sideways, along with the 8 of Olazewski. He continues on racing, but we're going to still stay green flag as we have to race to lap number 65 to make it to the end of stage 1. So we're about halfway through stage 1.
Oh, and Tristan Bruce pulling off. What's that about? Tristan Bruce coming down pit road.
Black flag for Tristan Bruce.
Uh-oh. Oh, I think that may have been an accidental black flag, as that black flag was cleared.
Either way, he is already down pit road. Unless
That's
they
going to
decided.
promote... Oh,
Either way, that's going to be a tough break for Tristan Bruce right now.
yeah, and that's going to promote the 19 of Matt Garrett up into the lead, who's in a pretty heated battle with Justin Clapper as these guys are side by side for the lead. Clapper doing everything he can on that bottom line, almost to no avail at this point, as that truck's getting incredibly tight. That 63 is absolutely hating that right front tire right now, whereas Matt Garrett and Kyle Bartles on the outside, they're loving life right now. They got a nice handling race truck, and Justin Clapper, he is struggling big time here. I don't even know how he's keeping up with the 19 of Matt Garrett right now.
He's doing a great job of it right now as Clapper's fighting strong, but give it time. I think the reason why that he's okay right now with the tires is because of how many cautions we had leading up to this moment. If it was green flag already, he would be struggling. It's trouble for Kyle. He hits the wall, collects Jordan Durasic, and well, that's significant damage to the nose of that number 6 machine.
And that's going to be significant rear-end damage to the 95 of Kyle Bartles as well. Big-time implications. I hate to sound like Rick Allen saying that, but big-time implications for your bracket brawl right there. Two of your favorites, if we're being honest, in the bracket brawl, just involved in a wreck on the back straightaway. Both of them still going, though.
Yeah, they are. They're still in the hunt. They're about 5th and 6th right now, and they have a little bit of an advantage over Brandon Slew, who's like 2 seconds back. So a tough break for them as Brandon Slew's in a good fight with Chase Leahy for that 7th spot. Slew goes to the top side as 2 Pine Golf machines of Shepsis and Leahy will work their way down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, you got about a group of 4 cars leading this race right now. Those cars being Justin Clapper's caution on the racetrack here.
Trying to see where it was.
Now the Connor's Cure caution, our 3rd caution for cause tonight.
I see some beef
Uh-oh.
between Colgan.
Where's the beef stamp?
Colgan and Olazewski.
Uh-oh. There's Brandon Schumann going off there. A big-time hit for the 52 there. And that looks like a damaged engine for Brandon Schumann, and he's already gone. He's already pulled up behind the wall. So Brandon Schumann, your first retirement here tonight. Actually, that's a lie. We've got 2 retirements right now, or 3, counting Brandon Schumann. Thomas Kohick and Kyle Newkirk are the other ones. Actually, Kohick's still on track.
Yeah, Newkirk is still trying to get his truck repaired, but it is safe to say he is out of the race for sure.
Yeah, Newkirk's still in the session, so don't count him out just yet. But there is, unless these guys, knock on wood here, but unless these guys are pretty much wrecking the entire rest of the race, there's no way he's getting 32 laps back. But going back to what happened, Jordan Durasic under green, Jordan Durasic and Kyle Bartles getting into it with each other. Of course, that was Bartles, I believe, just getting loose off of turn number 4 and just slamming the outside wall, with leaving Jordan Durasic absolutely nowhere to go. And that's a couple of damaged race trucks that are fighting here just to stay afloat.
Absolutely. So this is going to be exciting to see here for some of these drivers, whether they come down pit road or they're going to try to get some repairs done. Kyle Bartles, of course, getting the repairs done to his number 95. But Jordan Durasic, I'm surprised he stayed out with how much damage he got to the nose. I'm surprised that car might not be overheating.
Well, it's really hard to overheat at Bristol, which is a good thing, especially if you've got radiator damage. As we all know that the truck, when it gets radiator damage, it sets off a ticking time bomb. As you see right there, Jordan Durasic nowhere to go. Like I was saying, if you get radiator damage with this truck, it just sets off a ticking time bomb, and there's no telling when that car's going to blow. But thank goodness it's Bristol. You're not really getting too high in terms of speed, so there's not really a risk of blowing up here. But still very unfortunate for the 6 of Jordan Durasic.
Take a look at the weather right now. It's a cool 69 degrees out there in Bristol, Tennessee, as it's a 73 degrees for the track temperature. So good, a little bit of grip out there as the night continues to progress. It is just almost 8:30 in sim time.
And one other thing I wanted to bring up with the dev update before we let that go, as we brought it up a lot here tonight, is another thing that was announced, and it was announced on Twitter before, or X, I guess is a good way, but before the dev update came out. But we're getting actual Gen 4 Cup cars from 2003. Oh, I can't wait for the X Pipes. I'm so excited.
It's pretty exciting indeed here to see that action as we get set to go racing once again. But a great way to continue to support the heritage. So we have the early 2000s, we have the current generation, we have the 80s, and we just need the 70s and the 90s.
I mean, to be fair, the 80s kind of
I mean, come on.
controls that area, I guess.
We need
But-
a Luna.
We'll stop arguing about that. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol, presented by Pine Golf. Tristan Bruce, or not Tristan Bruce. I'm so used to saying his name in the lead. Jeez. Justin Clapper, big time restart. He goes up to block the 19 to Garrett. Block it all the way. Justin Clapper is. As now that's going to allow Todd Lee with a big time run. Gets up to the rear end of the 63 of Clapper. Making that outside work in the best way possible. Here comes Todd Lee to the lead.
Trouble in the middle of the back, or in the middle of the corner right there. Burleson and Thomas Aaron, Brandon Slew, and several others getting together. What happened there? Kohik and Olazewski. So the 93 of Thomas Aaron went around causing all that chaos.
Thomas Aaron was in your top 5. That is a rough way to start the race. I mean, I say start the race. We're already almost a quarter of the way into this thing. No, actually, we're over a quarter of the way into this thing. Looking at the replay here. Lee, yeah, this all started up here. I believe, yeah, so Todd Lee gets a really good run. That forces, oh no, Brandon Slew and Thomas Aaron got together. A little bit of contact between these two. Kind of just set off Calamity Corner. Oh, man. As Thomas Kohik comes in right at the end and almost nowhere to go there for either driver. So rough times here at Bristol in turn number 3 as a lot of drivers involved with that. And this should take us to one more restart until we get to the end of stage 1, because this restart should put us at about lap 56, which would leave us a 9-lap sprint to the finish.
Just about, if we are able to stay green to the end of this.
We'll have to see, but Justin Clapper currently sitting as your lucky winner out of all of this. I mean, he gets the lead after Tristan Bruce gets an unfortunate black flag, and man, he's somehow managed to keep it. But that 46 of Todd Lee, he is definitely fighting. That 46, it's only a matter of time before Todd Lee takes the lead, I think.
Yeah, it absolutely is. We'll see how this will happen here, as Todd Lee is definitely going to be one to watch. He's got a lot of pace. Last time, I mean, he was running one of the faster lap times inside the top 10. He's got a little bit of work to do, but he could have a good run to set himself up here as we are closing in about 10 away from the end of stage 1.
Yeah, Todd Lee, he started at the back of this race. He started 21st, and he's up in second position, threatening to take the lead. So Todd Lee definitely has a fast race car. I mean, he was, 4/10 off of pole position. Pole position, of course, was a 14.274 by Jordan Durasic. Todd Lee had a 14.694, so he was over 4/10 off of pole, but he's up here with some incredible race pace, and that is Exhibit A of qualifying does not mean anything when it comes to NASCAR.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't matter where you start, it's how you finish, honestly.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other Talladega Nights quotes we can bring into this, but we're 1 to green here, so we should be coming to the green flag here. These guys moving their way through turns 1 and 2. It'll be Justin Clapper, your outside pole sitter here, going to be restarting in first position here. Todd Lee in second, Matt Garrett third, Chase Leahy fourth, and Jordan Durasic rounding out your top 5 for this restart. And things should start to kick off here as these guys got about 7 or 8 laps left until the end of stage 1. Remember, lap 65 is that number. So here comes Justin Clapper. He's got control of the restart. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol Motor Speedway as Justin Clapper with a big-time restart. That's going to allow Chase Leahy to get to the outside of the 46 of Todd Lee. He's got a pretty good run going here. Justin Clapper playing defense ministry here as he is trying everything he can to keep these guys behind him.
Watch out for the bumper here. The bump and run has been mastered around this track at Bristol Motor Speedway time and time again. Chase Leahy looking to try to get some valuable stage point as Matt Garrett's in the hunt as well. They come through the middle of turn 3 and 4 side by side for second as they come out of turn number 4. Leahy gives a little bit of a tap to the bumper of Todd Lee to give him the outside lane as they come back into 1 and 2.
Lap number 60 here. Chase Leahy to the outside of the 46 of Todd Lee. Justin Clapper just watching this in his mirror. Leahy on the outside line now. He is about a half truck in front of the 46 of Todd Lee. Leahy now looks to the outside of the 63 of Clapper. Clapper goes up the block. Leahy now moves to the outside once again. Clapper moves up just a little bit in defense. Leahy now in solo second place.
Side by side for that third spot, though. Matt Garrett trying to work that outside line some more as they come down across the back straightaway, heading off into turn 3 and 4. Todd Lee is just trying everything he can to fight that inside lane. So far, it's not working out as he loses another spot to Matt Garrett. Sheps is now to try to take the outside lane. Todd Lee's got to find an opening, but how about Chase Leahy with a big run through the middle of turn 1 and 2? He's closing in on Justin Clapper for the race lead with 2 laps to go in stage 1.
2 laps to go here in stage number 1. Justin Clapper still in your lead. The 34 Chase Leahy in second place, chasing him down through turns 3 and 4. Justin Clapper a little bit loose on that inside. Chase Leahy trying to chase him down. White flag in stage number 1 as Justin Clapper still leading these guys through turns 1 and 2. Chase Leahy trying, doing everything he can, pushing that car for everything it is worth. It's not going to mean anything. Coming up off of turn number 4, Justin Clapper with his first stage win of the season.
How about Matt Garrett with a big run on turn 4 to try to get around Leahy for second, but to no avail for them. It is going to be Clapper, Leahy, Garrett, Todd Lee, Shepsis, Rainwater, Holmes, Cherry, DeBlasi, and I don't know if it was Jurassic or Walton who got the 10th spot as they came across the line. It's showing Jurassic now for 10th. We'll have to wait to see what the officials say.
With that, we're going to take our first commercial break of the night. Stay right here. We'll be right back with more coverage of Stage 2 here on Grid Vision.
Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
I think we're ready to ride.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If your lawn sprinkler controller is more than 5 years old, give us a shout today. We'll come out and take a look, give you a evaluation, get you set up for a new Wi-Fi enabled smart controller. We can monitor this from our office for you. Give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look. Let's upgrade your controller. It'll save you water. We can save you up to about, we're averaging 47 to 51% with our clients. Feedback we're hearing from us. So give us a shout today. We'll glad to come out and take a peek. Talk to you soon.
Back here live at Bristol Motor Speedway. A little bit of a change up front. You got Christopher Tate and Thomas Aaron leading now after these guys did not pit under that stage caution. Of course, these guys were involved in a couple of earlier wrecks, so they did not have to take tires, and these guys are going to be your two leaders coming to this restart to start stage number 2. But it is still Kyle Bartles who's back up in the 3rd position, Justin Clapper in 4th, and Chase Leahy is going to be rounding out your top 5 here.
Absolutely. So it's going to be exciting to see how this plays out with our drivers. As Christopher Tate is definitely going to be one to keep an eye on as well. He will work very hard to try to fight his way through. So keep an eye on him as we get set to go back racing.
Green flag back in the air here. Christopher Tate with a big-time restart. He's going to lead these guys towards that 50-lap sprint to stage number 2 at lap number 130 here. Christopher Tate, big-time lead over the 93 of Thomas Aaron. Caution on the racetrack. That is Gregory Shepsis around.
There goes my pick for the night.
Oof.
It is Bristol.
Hey, don't worry. My pick has worked its way back up. He's back up in 17th. But Shepsis, nowhere to go there.
Nope.
Good old Chromehorn.
Yes, indeed. Chromehorn came into play here for us today as they get themselves rolled back around. But this time we're going to lap 130 for this stage.
Did I say 50 laps? I'm in 60 laps. Oops.
Ladies and gentlemen, apologies for my commentator right here next time.
Hey,
Needs to
now,
learn
now.
how to count.
Yeah.
Edgar would be much brutal than what I am.
That is true. But to be fair, I haven't commentated in 2 weeks, so that's my excuse.
That sounds like a you problem.
You're in problem. I'm not repeating that. But yes, it is true. Whatever he said, but no one's gonna know what you said, so yeah.
No one will ever know. See, the great thing about Darby, our producer, is he's like Las Vegas, because no one can hear what he has to say, and what happens in this booth stays in this booth.
Absolute truth has been spoken. After that quick caution, still Christopher Tate, your leader. Thomas Aaron, 2nd. Justin Clapper, 3rd. Kyle Bartles fell back to 3rd on that, or excuse me, Justin Clapper is in 3rd, actually. Kyle Bartles fell back to 4th position on that restart. Matt Garrett gets promoted up into 5th spot. And Jordan Durasic down pit road here. Maybe trying to get some of that damage fixed, possibly. Yep, definitely trying to get some damage fixed here as he's been stationary for 26 seconds now, and there he goes. 29 seconds stationary, so if that isn't damage repair, I don't know what is.
He might have had to get up and get a drink or something, maybe. Who knows?
I swear, you just do this to spite me, Taylor.
But that's what makes it so great for us here on Wednesday nights.
If you say so.
Our producer agrees.
He chuckled. How is that agreeing?
That is an agreement.
That is not an agreement.
I think that is a yes.
I think he's just trying to instigate us here.
Oh, he always instigates.
That is true. He is the instigator here. Lights on the pace truck are out, so should be coming back and going back to green flag racing here is once again going to be Christopher Tate, who we really haven't spoken about that 30 truck here. And I mean, to be fair, that's been kind of his MO the last few weeks. He's been kind of just chilling out in the back, saving some tires, and then right when things get important, he shows up and shows up in a big way. As I believe Homestead, he finished up in the top 5 after being in the top 15 all day.
Yeah, I mean, he is absolutely someone who's kind of been that sneaky driver. I mean, he got the win earlier. He's looking now to just see what he can do to just rack up some more points. But we'll see what we can do as the green flag is out, pivoted by Pine Golf.
Back in the air here at Bristol, Christopher Tate. Big time restart there. I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot tonight as that outside line is just overpowered here. Is everyone trying to settle down a little bit here and just try to log some laps and make sure these guys can actually make it to the end of this race. But Christopher Tate looks like he's saving some tires. Kyle Bartles now coming up and trying to challenge for that lead.
Side by side for second as Bartles will complete the pass on Thomas Aaron for that position as they work their way back into turns 1 and 2. How about almost going 3 wide? Todd Lee thought about it, but Matt Garrett and Justin Clapper will battle for that 5th spot as they come through. And here comes Bartles trying to get the race lead. Trouble though for sure for the 34 Leahy. He goes around.
Chase Leahy around on the front straightaway, loops it off of turn number 4. I believe that is going to be our 6th Connors Cure caution of the night. Chase Leahy spins off of turn number 4 and pretty much just a self-spin here, it looks like.
Absolutely does look like a self-spin. Right about there is where the truck starts to loosen it. It's right around that area where the turn transitions into that straightaway, and that just is a big issue for a lot of drivers coming off of turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's that transition, and it's also that seam. Because if you're running the top, you're coming down to get a straight exit, and you're crossing that seam between the top and the middle line. And also right at that transition point, that's where the car kind of comes up and gets really light off the corner. So that's why we're seeing a lot of spins off the corner here. It's just these guys trying to get as straight of an exit as possible and just not able to because of that transition.
Yeah, so drivers need to be careful with that because that is exactly what will happen to them if they are not careful. But a close call for them, but he's able to gather it back up and continue on his way. But he's going to come down and probably get some new, fresh Goodyear Eagles on that truck.
Guess we could go ahead and do a little bracket update here as we got an upset alert in our number 1 seed, 16 seed matchup as Anthony Burleson up in 13th position. Jordan Jurassic, of course, he is damaged, so he is trying to get damage fixed. He's down in 17th position right now, but maybe need to keep an eye on that and see if Jordan Jurassic gets stuck in some traffic here. Maybe Anthony Burleson could pull an upset here. Got your 8 seed, 9 seed matchup, Matt Garrett and Christopher Tate. Of course, Christopher Tate, your leader right now. Matt Garrett up in the 4th spot, so our second matchup of the night going on pretty good in the top 5 here. Got your 31 seed, 18 seed matchup, Kyle Bartles and Brandon Schumann. Of course, Kyle Bartles up in 2nd position. Brandon Schumann, he is out of this race. He's 39 laps down. So Kyle Bartles moving on to the round of 8 as the 31 seed. Our 4th matchup here, Matt Cherry and Andrew Olazewski. Matt Cherry, of course, up in, I believe, where is he? 21st position. I believe he is still on the lead lap. Matt Cherry is. And of course, Andrew Olazewski, he's had himself a little bit of trouble tonight. That could be another upset alert. He's up in 17th position, just trying to keep his nose clean. Our 5th matchup, TJ DeBlasi and Robert Walton. DeBlasi, of course, he's worked his way up into the 9th spot. Robert Walton, he's been trying to keep his nose clean. He is down in the 15th spot. 6th matchup, Tristan Bruce and Matt Holmes. Tristan Bruce was your leader earlier before getting a untimely black flag. He is still 3 laps down in 24th position. And Matt Holmes is up in 14th position, so that could be another upset alert there. Thomas Kohick and Bo Condon is your 7th matchup. Thomas Kohick 17 laps down, Bo Condon up in 16th spot, and Robert Colgan and Todd Lee is your final matchup. Of course, Todd Lee leading that matchup as I believe we're coming back to green. No, we are not coming back to green, but Todd Lee is the leader of that final matchup. He is up in 6th position. Robert Colgan is in 8th position, so it looks like that battle could get really close.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one to watch as we get closer and closer to the end of this race here. So we'll see how it all plays out amongst them as we get set and ready to go racing here once again. And of course, got to go to lap 130. Still quite a bit of racing left. Drivers need to be careful with how they set their tires up, so keep an eye on that as well. They're lined up 2 by 2 by 2 and get set to go racing here at the continuation of stage 2.
Pace car going to make that hard, or pace truck, excuse me, going to make that hard left turn back onto pit road. Christopher Tate, green flag, back in the air here, presented by Pine Golf. Gets an amazing restart, that 30 truck does. Leaves the 95 of Kyle Bartles in the dust through turns 1 and 2, but Bartles coming back big time here. He's going to get a big time bump for the 19 of Matt Garrett, and that could lead to a little bit of a beef because that was a bit of an early block from the 95 of Bartles.
Yeah, a little bit too early, I have to say. You got to be careful with how you set up those blocks here, especially this early on in the race, because you could easily realize, hey, it's early. You know what? I don't have time for this. I'm going to send you around. So be careful of where you throw those blocks here in the early stages of the race.
Now you got to remember, you're seeing Kyle Bartels really start to catch the 30 of Christopher Tate. Christopher Tate is on old tires. He is the first car on old tires right now in that 30 truck. I believe he is on about 20 lap older tires than the rest of the field right here as we're looking off the hood of Todd Lee in the 46, and it is just calamity in front of him. Only 4 trucks, but that's a lot for one corner here at Bristol.
Yeah, it really is. As we go side by side for the race lead, right up ahead, as you see, Todd Lee almost gets the driver of Thomas Aaron right there, but Bartels tried to send it into the inside, could not make it work. He's going to have to try again and be a little bit more patient as the field works their way into turn 3 and 4.
See Bartels running that middle line on the entry there, trying to keep the right front on that thing. It's Kyle Bartels now moving up the track a little bit. Christopher Tate, he's going to stick on that outside line. There's no reason to move from that outside line. It's the preferred line. It's the line that's going to save your tires the best, and it's the faster line, so why not move from up there?
Absolutely. So we're going to see how this plays out for them as Christopher Tate's almost diamonding the corner as Thomas Aaron is trying to trouble. It's trouble. We got back in the back straightaway, or on the front straightaway, Shepsis and Olazewski as the caution does come out as those two got together.
Andrew Olazewski, of course, one of your drivers in the bracket brawl here. He's had himself a really rough night in that 8 truck.
He really has, and he has not really been able to recover quite well with a lot of it. He's already put a lap down along with Shepsis. Take a look at this situation. Shepsis coming through the corner, gets loose, nearly collects Bruce. Olazewski just had nowhere to go.
Doesn't look like the 8 of Olazewski got a lot of damage from that, but still need to keep an eye on that. I think Anthony Burleson may have been involved somewhere as well, as he's got a lot more damage on that 79.
Tough break right there for Olazewski as well. So we'll keep an eye to see how this all plays out, as they should rejoin the track here momentarily.
No, I don't think Burleson was involved, but he is down in 21st position right now, so he's lost a lot of spots. He was up in 13th at that restart, so something had to have happened to the 79.
Take a look right here.
No, just pulls off.
Just pulls off the track here, I guess, from damage from previous situations.
Hey, fair enough. You see them racing crazy, and you're like, nope, I don't want a part of that. You can have fun, guys.
Yep, I will be on my way.
Happens all the time. You see it. You see it a lot at plate tracks. You see guys going 3 and 4 wide. You're like, nope, I'm out. Not something you really see at Bristol, of all places. But hey, it's a smart decision. And smart decisions lead to good outcomes.
Absolutely. So we'll be back at it here under caution once again, closing in on the 100 lap mark.
Closing in on that centennial mark, as you said. Also closing in on the end of stage 2 as well. Of course, stage 2, once again, lap 130. So these guys got 34 laps until the end of stage number 2. And Christopher Tate, he looks like he's holding on pretty well with 20 lap older tires than the likes of Kyle Bartels. So I wouldn't be surprised if Christopher Tate sneaks away with one, especially with the way the cautions have been falling.
Yeah, absolutely. So this could be interesting to see how this all plays out amongst the drivers, of how well they take care of those tires as we progress further and further into the run. It's just a matter of those who stay on the bottom, are they going to be able to save enough in order to get to the end of the stage? Or those who are utilizing that outside lane, those are the ones who are going to excel further into this race.
Yeah, like you said, it all goes back to kind of who could save the tires the best. I mean, that middle line is where you save your tires here in the truck, but I mean, you're already near the top anyway, so might as well run the top. So it's really a kind of a game of who can burn their tires less. I mean, like I said, that outside line, you're burning that right rear. You're really pushing that car off the corner to get the good run, so you're burning that right rear off. With that bottom line, you're kind of just tight all the time, no matter where you are. So you're really burning that right front off. So it's just a matter of who could put their truck where to keep the track position they have right now.
Absolutely. So we'll see how this all plays out, as we should be going back green flag here in a few moments.
Yeah, lights are out on the pace truck once again, as they should be coming to green flag. Yes, they are, as pace truck going to be making that hard left turn, taking a look on board with the 30 of Christopher Tate here. as they enter the restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol. Another really good restart from the 30 of Christopher Tate. Kyle Bartles pretty much left in the dust in that 95 truck, and he gets up to the top as quickly as he can.
He does a great job as they ride on board with Kyle Bartles, but Matt Garrett's trying to put the pressure on. He's trying to get the inside lane going for him as they work side by side. That side-by-side racing is going to cause a little problems for them because that allows Christopher Tate to start to pull away a little bit. 30 laps left to go here in stage 1, or stage 2, I should say.
Stage 2 coming to a close here as Matt Garrett having a little bit of troubles with his handling there, as you got Justin Clapper now working on Todd Lee in the 46 for that 4th spot, as Todd Lee running that outside line, Justin Clapper running the inside, Thomas Aaron looking, just trying to find any space here. That's almost impossible here at Bristol.
It really is. So, as Todd Lee hits the wall, trouble for Gregory Sheps as he loops it around on the front straightaway, but is able to keep going, no caution, as they come up to the race leaders now as they work their way into turn 1. Sheps stays to the bottom of the racetrack as they continue side by side for 4th.
Looks like Shepsis is pulling it down pit road in that 27 machine. Not wanting to fight these guys or get in these guys' way, as our eyes are on this battle for this 4th spot as Todd Lee and Justin Clapper, they've been at each other's throats for the better part of this run here.
They really have, and I'm surprised they're able to keep it going. Oh, Todd Lee gets loose. He'll hit the outside wall and lose positions there as he will fall further back. Tough break for Todd Lee as he falls into the clutches of Robert Colgan.
Ah, good old commentator's curse.
Absolutely, right there at his finest.
Yeah, if you look up the definition for commentator's curse, that clip shows up.
Yeah, absolutely, every time.
It's such it's so hard having to talk about this stuff, and we know if we say something good about someone, something like that's going to happen. But he should not have too much damage on that 46 machine, as TJ de Blasi now getting on in this battle here, as he's now looking to the inside of Noah Rainwater and Thomas Aaron. Kind of nowhere to go for the 78.
No, out at the moment, as they will go side by side here for Rainwater struggling to try to hold on, as we see Thomas Aaron moving further and further up the field here as he tries to get to the inside of Rainwater and set his sights on the driver of Justin Clapper. These drivers just absolutely going at it here for this spot as TJ de Blasi watches on in the catbird seat.
Yeah, you can just see the stalemate that Bristol is. I mean, both lines are equally as quick, but you get so much better runs on the outside. Ooh, Connor secure caution out.
Anthony Burleson.
Matthew Montgomery involved as well. He's not flipping this week, guys. Don't worry about it. He's not flipping this week.
Not this time.
Looking on here with a 9. Ooh, no, this may have been Matthew Montgomery and then Burleson involved later on. And it was. Ooh, rough hit there. Ah, man, just nowhere to go for Anthony Burleson there. Just another kick in the shin on a rough night for that 79.
Absolutely. So we'll see how this plays out for them as they try to get themselves organized once again. But there you see the fender right there rustling in the breeze as they come around the track.
You saw right there Tristan Bruce getting another lap back. That'll put him 1 lap down here. So he's slowly working his way back into this race here, as he is down at 23rd, but still, like I said, only 1 lap down. And I believe Jordan Durasic coming down pit road, maybe trying to get the rest of that damage fixed. Of course, he was involved with a little accident with Kyle Bartles earlier in this race, but still trying to get that damage fixed and get back into this thing. Of course, Jordan Durasic was your pole sitter, but with that damage, he's been running in the lower end of the top 15.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for him right now to see what he can do, but we'll keep track of that as they catch up to the field here. And the determination is anyone maybe going to try and short pit this caution, maybe split the difference in the stage, try to get some fresh tires. It would need
I don't see any reason to pit right here, if I'm being honest. I mean, you're too close to the end of the stage for it to matter, because tires, no matter what, tires are going to be the same pace for about 20 laps. And of course, we're within 20 laps of the stage here, so you're not really going to be that much faster than everyone else for about 20 laps. So there's just no, now if we were in stage 3, then yes, I would probably say it would be worth it to go and split the stage here, but it's just too close to the end of stage 2, to warrant pitting here.
I agree, but there is some strategy that could play out, but we'll keep track of that here for the drivers as they work their way around the circuit. Should be getting the one to go maybe next time by.
Yeah, we should be coming to 1 to green as they have gone to double file here. Christopher Tate still your leader. Kyle Bartles in the 95, restarting in the second position here. Of course, these guys do have lane choice. The leader does. So if you're a little bit confused as to why I said that in reverse order, it's because Christopher Tate has chosen the outside, and he has done that for the majority of these restarts here. So it's Christopher Tate in the lead, Kyle Bartles second, and then is going to be Matt Garrett in the 19th. Restarting third, Justin Clapper in fourth, Thomas Aaron in fifth position, Noah Rainwater down in sixth, Todd Lee seventh, TJ DeBlasi in eighth, Robert Colgan ninth, and Matt Holmes going to round out your top 10 here for this restart. And I'm looking through the field. Am I crazy, or did Todd Lee disappear? Nope, he's down at seventh. But pace truck going to make that hard left turn back onto pit road. Christopher Tate hitting it early in the restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The 30 of Christopher Tate getting a big time restart. Kyle Bartles gets clear of the 63 of Clapper. Matt Garrett working on getting clear himself as these guys work their way down into turn number 3. Kyle Bartles a lot closer than he's been recently on 30 of Christopher Tate.
Great battle here as they go side by side between TJ DeBlasi and Noah Rainwater as they come out through the corner here. Rainwater's trying to get himself going for that run, but he is not going to be able to do so as DeBlasi will make the pass and move on forward.
DeBlasi working his way up through the field. He started, I believe, down in 18th position here tonight, so he's working his way up. He's one of our bigger movers throughout the night. Of course, I believe it is Noah Rainwater, actually your biggest mover right now. He's moved up 13 spots here. Actually, Colgan has moved up 16. Oops.
Yeah, Robert Colgan has definitely been on the move here, and he is looking to see if he can fight his way through this. Of course, for Colgan, he's going up against Todd Lee here to move on to the next round of the bracket brawl, and so far he's doing what he needs to do right now as he is trying to catch back up and find his way, but trouble for Robert Walton. He's falling back very far down the field as he continues on his way.
Robert Walton falling back pretty big here. I think he may have just gotten a little bit loose there, but he's still going. Oh, a lot of damage on that 66 truck. He may have a little bit of toe damage to that 66 machine, and he just does not look like he has the handling he needs on that 66 right now.
No, he's struggling right now to hold on to that truck, but as we keep an eye on that, Colgan is trying to get around Cherry so he can hunt down Todd Lee to get around him to move on to the next round of the bracket brawl. So that's going to be one to keep an eye on here momentarily.
Yeah, that bracket brawl is definitely going to become a thing here in stage 3 as Todd Lee and Robert Colgan is currently your closest battle for this bracket brawl. Todd Lee in 9th place, Robert Colgan in 11th. So these two are the ones to watch right now in terms of what we're looking for in a battle.
Comes Thomas Aaron to the inside of Matt Garrett. Aaron trying to fight hard, but so far side-by-side battle for the position as they head down to turn 3 and 4. Garrett keeping the momentum on his side, but Aaron tries to get the run as they come out of 4 across the line. Give the spot back to Matt Garrett, but Aaron's fighting hard. But here comes DeBlasi with a big run through the middle.
5 laps to go here in stage number 2 as our battle for the lead getting a little bit more feisty here as Kyle Bartles now is trying to pick up the pace here. Christopher Tate has to deal with a little bit of lap traffic in the 9 of Matthew Montgomery. I don't know if that's going to come into play here, but this is definitely starting to affect how Christopher Tate can come off the corner here as now 4 laps to go in stage number 2 here as Christopher Tate still trying to defend.
Christopher Tate trying everything he can to hold on as they get ready to put Matthew Montgomery a lap down, but the driver of Bartles is absolutely doing an amazing run here as they come out through the middle of the corner as they're closing in on him. This could get a little bit interesting to see how this will play out, to see who wins the stage.
Coming up off of turn number 4, 2 laps to go in stage number 2. pit lane is closed officially. Christopher Tate still your leader off of turn number 2. Kyle Bartles trying to do everything he can. Here comes Justin Clapper. He wants in on this battle for the lead. Bartles pushing that truck for everything it's worth. White flag in stage number 2. Looks like this is Christopher Tate's stage unless something happens here with the lap truck. Doesn't look like anything is going to come up of this battle or this pushing for Kyle Bartles. Maybe for something for second place, but coming up off of turn number 4, Christopher Tate wins stage number 2.
How about that for Christopher Tate to get some valuable stage points here as he will win that stage. Then it's going to be Bartles, Clapper, Garrett, DeBlasi, Aaron, Rainwater, Holmes, Todd Lee, and Matt Sherry.
With that, we're going to go and take our second commercial break of the racing action here. Stay right here. We'll be right back with stage number 3 on Grid Vision.
Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
People ready to rock.
In a distant kingdom, in a magical realm, there lived people who faced dreadful drainage problems on their lawns. For many years, they suffered from puddles and mud in their yards. Until one day, the saviors from TLC Company appeared with their magical shovels and lifted the wet curse from the kingdom's residents. Forget about puddles and mud. With us, your yard will become a genuine fairy tale nook. Call us right now, and let's transform your drainage concerns into a magical adventure. TLC, where every home becomes a fairy tale.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids, be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Thank you, Bob. As, of course, one of our longtime sponsors, TLC, one of the premier service providers for lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, and drainage solutions in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. Transform your home into a showcase in just one day with a new water-saving lawn sprinkler system, energy-efficient outdoor lighting, or the healthiest backyard in the business. A little lawn goes a long way with TLC. Head to tlcincorporated.com for more information as we're coming up on the start of stage number 3 here. Chase Leahy jumps up into the lead over Christopher Tate on pit stops here. So another new leader here at Bristol. This is our third one of the race. So Chase Leahy catapults himself into a great spot here.
Good opportunity for him to get some valuable stage points and possibly, maybe, get the win here. So Chase Leahy is going to try to see what he can do. I got to say, he's had a good run. If he just avoids any incidents like he did in the previous stage, he could come out with a good top 5, top 10 finish.
Yeah, and the pace truck, going to make its hard left turn back on the pit road. Going to be in the hands of Chase Leahy here on that outside line. Actually, no, it was in the hands of Chase Leahy. Green flag back in the air as the Pine Golf truck takes the Pine Golf green flag here. Leahy's in the wall, though. He is in the wall, gets a little bit loose there, and he's going to fall back to about 3rd or 4th position here.
Well, so much for the commentator's curse. Continuing.
It always bites me. I don't know what it is. It never bites anyone else. It only bites me.
Working their way through side by side. Rainwater and Matt Garrett continue to have their battle as Brandon Slew breaks into the top 10 against Matt Cherry. As Olazewski is also in the hunt. Nope, that's Jurassic right there behind. My apologies.
I was getting ready to say, Jordan Jurassic's another one to watch here as he's finally starting to work his way back up. Noah Rainwater, a third one to watch as he's moved up into the 5th spot. He is actually our biggest mover now. He's moved up 15 spots since the start of this race. He started in 20th position. He's currently fighting for 5th with the 19 of Matt Garrett.
Matt Garrett still staying on the inside lane along with Sluice. They're going to go 2 by 2, side by side for position as Chase Leahy is trying to stay in the 4th spot. This is the battle for the 5th spot as we watch and see Garrett trying to see if he can pull a slide jump. Not going to work as they come out of turn number 4. Side by side, Rainwater, though, keeping that outside momentum to his advantage along with Matt Cherry, who's going to push him forward.
Matt Cherry, that's a name we haven't called too much tonight. He's back up in the 7th spot here. Had himself a bit of a rough night in that 45 truck, but he's able to keep that truck straight and keep it going here tonight. As he is back up in the 7th, as I mentioned, just chilling out at the back of this absolutely heated battle. Oh, Matt Garrett's around in turn number, I believe, 4. Nope, that's turn number 4. As he somehow saves that truck and keeps it straight, but caution on the racetrack. I believe we had another incident somewhere.
Sepsis? Possibly. Just a guess. Just a guess.
I'm also not repeating what Darby just said, but...
well, we couldn't see it. We almost got censored. Oh, man. Around he goes.
Oh, Burleson goes around, too, and hits the wall as well.
Break.
Oh man, just the getting on that seam once again, just biting another driver. Ah man, that should be one of our keys to the race. Don't hit the seam. Yeah, you see right there as he just went into the corner and started moving up, transitioning up to that top line. Got him all sorts of sideways, and of course there's Burleson who got into the wall as well. And once again, another kick in the shin for Anthony Burleson. Absolutely nowhere to go. There was a truck sitting in the middle of the track there, so Burleson pretty much had to take it to the inside, unfortunately.
Tough break there, as it's going to be safe to say Shepsis' night will be done here today after that significant damage.
No, he's somehow still only a lap down.
But he's in the pits. He towed.
Oh, we're talking Gregory Shepsis. Oops.
I said Shepsis. Who did you think I said?
I thought we were talking about Anthony Burleson.
No. It's okay, buddy. Oh, it got a little cooler. By a degree. Well, it was 69.
Track temp actually went up somehow.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, at least it's clear in Bristol. It's currently storming up like nobody's business where I am.
Yeah, that storm's coming my way, and it's unfortunately storming in Wilkesboro right now. As unfortunately for the Cars Tour, they got a little bit of rain over there too, and rain in Indy.
That's also not good.
No, it's not good at all.
It's also raining in Charlotte, North Carolina. Nobody cares, but you know, NASCAR goes there in a couple weeks.
It's raining in British Columbia too, apparently, from what our producers said.
Apparently, it's raining everywhere right now.
It's raining everywhere.
As a big old bolt of lightning just hit right across the street from me, that was very scary. Reminds me of that video of the U.S. military man who got scared by a bolt of lightning and just as casually as ever, you know, pretended like he was letting Casper in and walked himself inside. I'm also not repeating what Darby just said. Jesus. Wow. Darby, you are on one tonight, bro. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go back to the restart because, yeah, we need to get away from what Darby just said. Green flag back in the air for Christopher Tate, presented by Pine Golf, and another big-time restart for the 30 of Christopher Tate. Pulls a couple of tenths over Justin Clapper, but Clapper now going to start working his way back towards Christopher Tate.
Good battle for position here as Chase Leahy is trying to hold off a hard charge of Noah Rainwater as they come down across the start-finish line here. Rainwater goes to the inside of Leahy, side by side for the 4th position as he will keep the outside momentum on his side. Chase holds strong, but Rainwater trying to fight back on the inside. Here comes a couple of other drivers as well into the hunt. Brandon Slew about to break into the top 5. He wants a shot of some good points here tonight.
Yeah, Brandon Slew is one we really haven't talked about tonight. I mean, he's been quietly on the edge of the top 10 pretty much all night, but he hasn't been involved in anything. He hasn't had anything happen to him. He hasn't done anything. And I mean, that's the best type of race you can have at Bristol, just flying under the radar. And of course, now that we put the camera on him, something's going to happen. I'm guaranteeing it.
Look what you just did.
It's the commentator's curse. If we put a camera on something, something is going to happen to them.
You have started a trend.
I started Go With Bo, and now I'm starting Commentator's Curse? Oh, God.
And for the answering JCR Titans answer, no, we do not need radioactive for the booth. That is a bad idea.
Oh, my goodness. If we had Darby in a broadcast, it needs to be a rated R broadcast.
We've had Darby in broadcast. What are you talking about?
Like, oh, I called it. I called it. I freaking called it.
All right, add that to the commentator's curse for Nick Stein counter. That's number 3 tonight.
I just noticed something. Christopher Tate has rear end damage on that 30 truck. A lot of it, actually.
And here comes Justin Clapper to see if he can capitalize on that, but he cannot get to that inside close enough to make the pass as they go side by side through the middle of the corner here off of turn number 2. He just can't get that run. That outside momentum and staying on the high lane for Christopher Tate is what's saving him from losing that race lead.
Yeah, and I'm also not repeating what Darby just said because that is very mean. I will say Justin Clapper is having a really good performance tonight. I'm not going to repeat what Darby did say, but Justin Clapper definitely having one of his better races of the season here in that 63 truck. I mean, of course, we've seen him up in the top 5 occasionally, but we haven't seen him consistent. Oh, Christopher Tate's in the wall. So is Justin Clapper. Oh, man, that could spell trouble for the 30 of Christopher Tate.
And the trouble possibly for Justin Clapper because he did get into the back bumper of him, and Kyle Bartles is ready to capitalize on this as they come out of turn number 4 across the start-finish line here. Keep an eye to see how this will play out, but Tate starting to drop further and further back into the clutches of Noah Rainwater.
What's that old saying? If your car doesn't have any damage on it at Bristol, you weren't driving hard enough?
That is sounding like you haven't driven hard enough, though. Well, for Christopher Tate, he drove a little too hard.
Well, it looks like right now, as of now, Justin Clapper's the only one that doesn't have any damage right now. So, I'm not saying he's not driving hard enough because he's currently leading the deck up thing. Oh, man, as Chase Leahy up in the wall off of turn number 4.
Well, more work that needs to be done as Leahy is starting to fall further and further back into the clutches of Matt Garrett, who almost gets into the back bumper of him as they try to work their way through. De Blasi tries to work his way to the inside. He'll complete the pass on Chase as we watch further. Todd Lee and Robert Colgan. That's actually right there, one of your bracket brawl challenge competitors going side by side. This is going to get exciting.
Yeah, that's your 8th matchup. Robert Colgan, your 6th seed, and Todd Lee, your 22 seed, going at it here at Bristol for the bracket brawl. I believe Todd Lee now loses the position to the 94 of Colgan, so right now that would mean Robert Colgan goes on to the round of 8 here in the RL Productions bracket brawl, but of course there's still, what, 80 laps left, almost 80 laps left here? Back up front here, Kyle Bartles chasing down the 63 of Justin Clapper. And these are, like I said, these are two guys that have almost gotten their maiden wins, it feels like. I feel like both of these guys could be on for wins here soon.
They certainly can be, so we'll keep an eye on this. Matt Holmes trying to work his way further as Slew almost got into the back bumper of Thomas Aaron, gathered it back up, will continue on his way. Todd Lee, though, throws the door block on Robert Colgan to keep him behind.
Ooh, Todd Lee a little bit loose there in the corner, somehow keeping that thing straight. It's going to allow Robert Colgan to get to his outside. TJ DeBlasi now looking to the outside of Matt Garrett. Into the, oh, that got tight there. Oh, Todd Lee around, gets turned by the 78 of TJ DeBlasi. Bo Condon is involved. Go with Bo, fails again.
I don't know what
I
to
am
tell you.
sad.
I don't know what to tell you.
I will stick with it. It's going to happen. Yeah, looking at the replay here, Todd Lee and TJ DeBlasi going for the same piece of tarmac there, I guess, same piece of concrete there. Back to live here, and we're going to go ahead and take our final commercial break of the racing action here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Lap 172 here. We'll take you to the finish, hopefully commercial free after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back live here at Bristol Motor Speedway. as we got a little bit of a shakeup up front. Robert Colgan, your leader now. Joshua Corner in the 16. His first race back in a couple of weeks in that 16 truck. He's restarting second place here. This green flag back in the air here at Bristol. Presented by Pine Golf. Robert Colgan getting a big time restart. Robert Colgan did not pit. Justin Clapper looked to the inside, 3 wide. Corner though says no sir and gives him a hip check. And wow, somehow they all keep that straight.
Yeah, I'm surprised we were able to keep it clean and green after that moment as they go across the line. Koner, though, will continue on his way and lead the charge. Colgan up ahead as he will side-by-side battle with second with Kyle Bartles as Bartles sends it in deep along with Justin Clapper.
Also got to remember, Robert Colgan did not take tires under this last caution, so he is going to fall like a rock here to restart this race, as these guys now have 70 laps to go here at Bristol.
This is going to get exciting. Cherry thought about going down to the bottom of the racetrack as Rainwater is now going to try to see if he can get around Colgan for that position as it's 2x2, 3 rows deep and growing as Colgan's kind of holding up the charge here as Tristan Bruce, he's going to try to do something. He'll put the bumper to the back end of Robert Colgan.
Battle for the lead up front as Kyle Bartles gets around the 16 of Joshua Corner for the lead. Bartles now promoted up into the lead. Of course, Corner did not pit under that last caution either. He's faring just a little bit better than Robert Colgan did, so looks like Corner gonna be stay in the second position for just a second before Justin Clapper catches up to him here.
This is going to get crazy here. Can Kyle Bartles now start to pull away from the field, or can he try and hold on? Because right now, Koner is keeping Justin Clapper at bay with those old tires, and lap traffic is up ahead.
Of course, you got 2 guys now up front in first and second that are going for their maiden wins in this series, so that's really going to play into how these guys race each other here if they do get caught back up with each other. Of course, Kyle Bartles, he's running some of the fastest laps all night, 14.451 for him that last time by. Just ran at 6.11 compared to Clapper's 6.09, so Clapper is just a tiny bit quicker than Kyle Bartles, but he's got to work an 0.8 of a second gap down.
Yeah, now that's going to be a big problem here. As how about this Hornets nest of cars? Jordan Jurassic, Matt Holmes, Thomas Aaron, Matt Cherry, and many more as they try to negotiate around the slower car of Robert Colgan. So this is going to get exciting as well as chaotic to see if they can get around the lap car as they work down to the inside. Matt Holmes trying to find his opening around Jurassic for the 8th spot.
Of course, Jurassic silently working his way back up here. He had a little bit of a rough start, fell back to around 5th position, and it got involved with in an accident with Kyle Bartles and just kind of went down to the bottom of the field, not really able to do anything. It looks like he's got the damage fixed on that 6 truck, and now he's trying to work back up and reclaim what was his earlier in this race.
He is certainly trying to do that here as we watch on, but Justin Clapper continues to work his way across the round. He is currently 1 second, and he's closing. We'll take a look at lap times as they come around the circuit right now. Bartles was a little bit faster than Clapper last time by. Rainwater now starting to get into the mix. In fact, he ran identical to Clapper this past lap as they were across the line. Almost a 10th difference for Clapper and Bartles as Noah Rainwater was fastest out of the top 3.
Yeah, Noah Rainwater is definitely catching here. He's pulling it in by about a 10th of a lap to Justin Clapper. Caution on the racetrack, though. Let's see what this one's about.
Tate.
Oh, Christopher Tate, former leader, gets hit with the commentator's curse for the 4th time tonight. Gonna look at the replay here. Christopher Tate looking to the inside. I believe, is that Chase Leahy? No, that is Damian Neeson, and he just gets loose on that bottom line. Very unfortunate there for your former leader, Christopher Tate. As JCR Titans says, Bartles trying to get that 95, the win that at Bristol that DiBenedetto should have had. And that is the truest thing I've ever heard. Finally, another Matt DiBenedetto enjoyer. Thank you. Put Matt DiBenedetto in the car. Please say it unmuted. Or please say it muted first so I can actually make sure it's a good opinion. He is not trash, Darby. Shut it. If he had good equipment, he would have gotten a win. He almost won until Denny Hamlin Oh, this is a reason I hate Denny Hamlin so much. That's one of the reasons.
Because he beat your favorite driver?
Get out.
No.
Get out. Get out.
At this track, mind you.
Get out. That was a dirty move, and you know it. He sent to Benedetto firewall deep, and you can't deny it. That's why I get clowned for liking Christopher Buescher. I feel bad for Buescher. He got robbed out of 2 wins 2 straight weeks in a row.
Can he do it a third time?
Please, no, I can't take any more heartbreak here.
I think that is a turkey, to answer our producer's question.
Where would a turkey be, Darby?
Poland.
Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. I only know that because of Wii Sports. We have some very interesting conversations and cautions here. No, we are never going to reach B open levels. There's no way. There's no way you can match the energy me and Austin bring. Edstrom, of course. Absolutely no way you can match that energy. And thank goodness me and Edstrom are going to be on a show again starting tomorrow night with the High Slide Racing League Truck Series. And I believe, are they at Bristol too? Oh, Austin's not on the call? Who is it? Oh, there's our other commentator, Sheldon. Oopsie. Jordan Bridges, you are not correct. I hate Denny Hamlin. That's all I'm taking out of this conversation is I cannot stand Denny Hamlin. Can we at least all agree on that Denny Hamlin is the worst thing in NASCAR right now?
No.
Yes, he is.
He brought the bracket challenge. I mean, he has brought a lot of insight, especially with this podcast.
I'm talking on the track. He's got some decent ideas off the track, but on the track, he's the worst thing to ever happen. I hate Denny Hamlin.
I say no because you know why? He's being the villain. Let someone be a villain.
Shut up. Anyway, green flag back in the air here at Bristol. Kyle Bartles with a big-time restart here. Gets well clear of Justin Clapper. I'm not even going to allow Taylor to finish that sentence because I know he was going to say something dumb. Here comes Tristan Bruce, though, looking to fight the 95 of Kyle Bartles.
You know what? I wasn't going to say anything then because I was watching this battle here that we have a little further back between Matt Holmes and Matt Garrett. It's a battle of the Matt side by side. Holmes on the outside as he tries to hold on to the outside lane. Chase Leahy's trying to follow suit to hold the gap right there, but Garrett sends it in a little bit deeper as Jurassic tries to fight his way through as they come across the line here. It's going to be 51 laps to go.
Lap 200 here. We had a little bit of a battle for the lead up front, but Kyle Bartles was able to hold off Tristan Bruce. Oh, Rainwater and Clapper getting into it with each other there. Clapper a little bit loose off the corner there. Thomas Aaron having to take a little bit of avoiding action there. Still going to send a dive bomb down into turn number 2 there. He will get clear of the 63 of Clapper.
Here they come down through the middle of the corner as they come off. How about Jurassic trying to find his way to get around the driver of Justin Clapper for that 6th position. Rainwater and Bruce doing a great job as they start to pull away further and further from the competition here as they work their way out of the corner through. The Clapper does a great job to throw the block on Jurassic, but allows Matt Holmes and Matt Garrett to get around them both.
Clapper seemingly falling off here in that 63 truck. Now Chase Leahy to his outside, and he's got Jordan Jurassic waiting in the shadows there in that 6 truck. Looks like it's going to happen here down into turn number 3. Clapper seems to have burned his tires off just a little bit.
Just a tick by the looks of it, so he's got to be careful with that here, especially with quite a bit of racing left to go. He could fall further and further back as more trucks come down pit road at the moment. TJ de Blasio, of course, out of the race along with Brandon Schumann, but still a lot of racing left to go. So Clapper's got to be careful as Durasic gets a good run into the middle of the corner here as Matt Cherry and Matt Holmes get a little bit too close for comfort with Matt Garrett right there in the Mac. So it's 3 Mats in a row trying to go through and get into the third position.
Oh, my worst nightmare, the Matt show. Oh my God, I am so confused already.
Well, there's one Matt trying to hold on to that fifth spot here, and then you have the second Matt who's trying to go around the outside of the other Matt, and that other Matt's down on the bottom who tries and gets turned by the Matt.
Matt Holmes around in turn number 3 in that 5 truck for another Connors Cure caution on the night. As he's going to spin it around here, get that truck going once again. As it was the Matt show causing this caution here as we take a look at the replay. See right there, Matt Holmes just getting turned there into the corner, and not really anything he could have done there. But he does somehow keep it, for the most part, out of the wall and doesn't hit anyone else there. Look on board here. Look on board here as, yeah, just came up just a little bit. Unfortunate, but it looks like he should be able to keep going as Kyle Bartle's coming down pit road here with just over 40 laps to go to more than likely make his money stop here, as this should be the final pit stop of the night for him.
Most likely, as everyone's coming down pit road to top off with fuel, top off with some fresh tires, and hopefully try to get a good run here as they set themselves up around, as here comes Justin Clapper into his pit box.
Justin Clapper having to take some new tires as well. Matt Cherry coming down pit road. A couple of you guys that we had up front, not up front anymore, as Kyle Bartle's coming off of pit road. Should be a 40-lap sprint to the finish for these guys. Of course, they're going to have to work their way through a lot of traffic to get back up to where they were. That's going to promote Tristan Bruce back up into the lead. Of course, we haven't seen him up front since the start of this race when he got a bit of an unjust black flag and had to go down pit road and serve it. He went 3 laps down, and finally, that 21 is back up in the lead. It's been about, I would say, close to almost 200 laps since he was back up in the lead.
It certainly has been. So he's got a little bit of work to do, but he's right there in the mix if he's able to capitalize on anything.
Go ahead and reset your top 10 real quick. Of course, Tristan Bruce, your leader right now. Noah Rainwater, 20th to 2nd on the night. I believe he is, if I'm not mistaken, your biggest mover right now. Yeah, he's gone up 18 positions here, so he is for sure your biggest mover in 2nd position. Chase Leahy up in the 3rd spot. Jordan Durasic working his way back up silently back into the top 5. Robert Colgan, your 2nd biggest mover on the night. He's gone from 26th to 5th. He's up in 5th position right now. Brandon Slew in 6th. Chase Albright, 7th. Joshua Garner in 8th. Kyle Bartles fell down to 9th position. He's on fresh tires, keep in mind. And then Thomas Aaron's going to round out your top 10 here.
As they work their way around, we're going to give a shout out to Joshua Garner, that he was happy to lead some laps here and maybe come out with a good, strong finish here inside the top 10. If not, maybe sneak away with a win if he's able to capitalize on those mistakes.
As the pace truck makes its hard left turn back onto pit road, Tristan Bruce hits the gas, green flag back in the air. A little bit of wheel spin there for the 21 of Tristan Bruce. Maybe something to keep an eye on a little bit further if we get some more restarts here, but he is in your solo lead as Noah Rainwater gets up into the wall for just a second. Chase Leahy gives him a little bit of a hip check down into turn number 1 and 2, but Rainwater comes back with a big-time run on the outside.
Here they come down through the middle of the corner here. Rainwater tries to fight off Chase Leahy. Tristan Bruce now, he's back up and trying to hold off the hard chargers of Jordan Durasic, who's now trying to fight his way through. Robert Colgan right there in the 5th spot. As here they come to the top side. Noah Rainwater gets a good run, but Tristan Bruce is able to hold on as they head down the back straightaway.
You gotta know these guys are pushing right now. It's within 40 laps to go. That's go time here at Bristol. 40 laps, that passes by in the blink of an eye. So these guys, they know it is all push, all go. Time to put everything you can into this truck and just make it go faster here. Tristan Bruce, still your leader here. He just ran a 14.628 compared to Noah Rainwater's 14.676. Leahy with a 710, Jurassic 712. Pretty much a ton of 7s and 8s and 9s. Kyle Bartles, though, one of the fastest guys on track there, as he ran a 6.18. Just ran a 14.539, actually.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of work to do as he hits the wall by the looks of it, almost coming out of turn number 2. And here comes Jordan Jurassic with a big head of steam against Chase Leahy as they come down across the front straightaway here across the line. Ooh, it's going to be close. Does Jurassic have enough time to hunt down your race leader? He's running some consistent lap times here, but not as quick as Tristan Bruce, though.
You also got to keep an eye on Kyle Bartles here. He's moving up through the field. One of the fastest trucks in this lead pack right now. The only truck in your top 7 that's in the 5s is there's a caution on the racetrack. Todd Lee around with a big-time hit.
Well, it's safe to say that that nose of that truck got some dental work done.
Yeah, and I believe it's safe to say that that 46 is well and truly done, as going to the corner once again, the truck just snaps on him and overcorrect. Oh man, Thomas Kohick, nowhere to go in that 04. All I'm saying is if you're Bo Condon, you love to see that because Thomas Kohick is your bracket brawl opponent.
Yeah, that's going to make things interesting for sure right there, because this changes everything. But Todd Lee was going up against Robert Colgan. That's going to put Colgan definitely moving ahead.
Well, if you're Bo Condon, you're also very happy because you got 11 laps over Thomas Kohick. So pretty much all but certified that you're making the round of 8 here. And oh man, nothing you can do if you're Thomas Kohick there.
Absolutely.
Back live here as we're coming up to 25 laps to go here at Bristol. Tristan Bruce seems to be your favorite. You got to remember, though, old tires for Tristan Bruce. And look who's down in 5th position on fresh tires. Kyle Bartles going for his first career win. He was so close 2 weeks ago at Homestead. Almost pulled another one out at Pocono. And now, hopefully, 3rd time's the charm for that 95. As he is also the 31 seed in your bracket brawl challenge right now, looking to make the miracle run here. The what's the word I'm looking for? The sweetheart. There we go. The sweetheart of the tournament here, trying to just do everything he can to win as many of these challenges as he can, and maybe, just maybe, we could have a 1 versus 31 for the championship or champion thing.
Possibly. That would be pretty exciting for the championship.
Two laps to green here at Bristol, and getting into those winning moments, waiting for these guys are definitely getting into that mentality right now of, you know, you have to go as fast as possible. If it wasn't go time with 40 to go, it sure as heck is now, as 25 or now 26 laps to go. Or no, it would be 27 laps right now, but still, like I said, 27 laps, that's at most 10 minutes if it's green flag running. So these guys know it is time to pick up the pace, do everything you can to, you know, just get as much lap time out of that car as you can.
Make it 6 minutes.
Is it 6 minutes?
6.5 minutes.
Ha! Well, that's only if it goes green the whole way.
Yes, that is the key.
We are doubled up, 1 lap to green here at Bristol. And you can feel the tension rising for these guys. I feel like if you're anyone in the top 5, go ahead and put Josh O'Connor in there in case things start to kick off. I feel like if you're anyone in the top 6 here, you feel like you have a chance to win this race.
If you're anybody within the top 10, actually, probably, I'd have to say you have a shot of it, because any one of these drivers can make a mistake towards the end and it could cause chaos. That could open the door for them.
Pace truck makes that turn back on the pit road. Green flag back in the air. Tristan Bruce, big time restart here. Gets himself a pretty decent run down into turn number 1. That's going to leave Noah Rainwater and Chase Leahy side by side for position here. Thomas Aaron, Kyle Bartles. Oh, they somehow all saved that. No, they don't. Big wreck in turn number 3. Thomas Aaron, Joshua Corner were involved. That's Matt Garrett sideways as well.
A lot of big names involved in that one there. And how about the damage there to Koner, as he is going to fall further back. But for Kyle Bartles and everyone else, they made it through.
Kyle Bartles just escaped with his life there.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, yeah, just Thomas Aaron and Kyle Bartles making contact off of turn number 2. What happened to Matt Garrett? I got to figure out what happened to Matt Garrett there. AC, Kyle Bartles, and Aaron get around. Oh, yeah, he had that missed, and then Matthew Montgomery looks like he made a little bit of contact with Matt Garrett. Another Matthew taking out another Matt. I'm starting to sense a trend here. You failed at that so bad. Matt on Matt violence. There you go. That's how you do it, Dark. I'm just getting bullied in our broadcast booth, guys. I just want you to know that if you're watching this broadcast, I am getting bullied.
You're not
relentlessly.
bullied.
Don't listen to them. They're lying. That's going to keep Tristan Bruce in the lead. Chase Leahy gets promoted up to second place. Noah Rainwater down to third. Kyle Bartles moves up to fourth on the fresh tires. Matt Cherry in fifth. Justin Clapper also on fresh tires moves up to sixth with that absolute chaos there. Christopher Tate moves up to 7th, Joshua Corner up to 8th, Matthew Montgomery up to 9th, and Jordan Jurassic falls back to 10th.
Well, got a little cooler, both the air and the track temp.
Thank you, Weatherman.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not raining sideways anymore.
It is not raining sideways, Darby. I don't know where you are, but it is not raining sideways here at Bristol.
Hashtag soon.
You guys concern me on so many different levels.
I mean, it would be interesting if we got a rain delay in the middle of this.
Oh, what? So this can become a day race?
No. Could you imagine if we had rain tires for oval racing?
Oh, God. Wait, we do. They had that happen at Richmond, didn't they? They started on the rain tires?
Yes, they did. And they did it at North Wilkesboro too, and at Martinsville.
Yeah, but it wouldn't work at Bristol because the banking is too steep.
Well, that's the good thing about iRacing. We can try it.
No, we can't because NASCAR's not rain enabled, is it?
Not now.
Man, it probably won't be.
I have a feeling it might be.
All right, enough bickering between us two. We got another restart to call here. As the pace car should be making that hard left turn. That's going to be Tristan Bruce once again with control over this restart. He hits it early. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol. And another good restart for Tristan Bruce. And I feel like that's the MO. If you're the leader, you're going to get an amazing restart no matter what you do. As Noah Rainwater and Chase Leahy. Leahy gets a little bit loose there off the corner, but somehow keeps it straight. Kyle Bartles now up into the third position on the fresh tires. Leahy in the wall again. That forces Kyle Bartles to check up. That's going to allow Noah Rainwater to the inside of the 34 and Chase Leahy.
Everyone's trying to jockey around for positions here as they keep themselves gathered together side by side. Leahy trying to hold strong on the outside as Kyle Bartles tries to split the difference here. Thinks about going 3 wide. Going to stay tucked up behind Leahy to try to get around Rainwater as quickly as possible. But time is running out for your drivers as Tristan Bruce continues to pull away from the field.
Noah Rainwater still to the inside of Chase Leahy. Leahy using that outside line. Oh, hip check from the 95 of Kyle Bartles to Noah Rainwater in the 05. That's going to allow him to get a decent run. Chase Leahy gets clear of the 05 of Rainwater. Now Bartles looking to the outside of the 34 of Leahy. It may be time to go 3 wide here as now Leahy cuts off the 05 of Rainwater. Bartles now to the outside of Chase Leahy. Power move from the 95 of Kyle Bartles.
Power move indeed. Now he has gotten up to second. He's 0.8 of a second behind Tristan Bruce. Does he have enough time to hunt down your race leader? You're right on board with Kyle Bartles. He is now 0.8, now 0.7, and closing as he is hunting down your race leader.
Just ran his fastest lap of the race. He just ran a 14.482. Kyle Bartles did. As they're coming up to 10 laps to go, a 4.48 now for Kyle Bartles. He's over a 1/10 of a lap faster than the 21 of Tristan Bruce. This is the difference between old and new tires here at Bristol. Is still keeping our eyes on this battle. This is for about 4th position. But oh, as now Chase Leahy's around on the front straightaway. Now, this begs the question. If you're Tristan Bruce, do you risk it for the biscuit and come down pit road here? I say no.
I say no.
Yeah,
Unless
I
you're
don't.
outside the top 10.
Yeah, I mean Kyle Bartles got lucky and he only fell down to 9th place, but there was also a big wreck associated with that caution. So this is just a single car spin. I don't think it's worth it here. Now here's a secondary question. Does the crumb horn come into play if you're Kyle Bartles going for your first win?
The crumb horn?
Shut up. The chrome horn.
There you go.
Why do I still commentate with you guys?
Yeah, because you love us.
Debatable.
We're fun.
Debatable. Yeah. This is going to be an easy move for Kyle Bartles. And
it is.
And you see a lot of 31s behind Tristan Bruce there. He'll be lucky to finish in the top 5 here.
Look at Jurassic and Slew, though, right there. And 18-lap older, or 18-lap tires, so...
Matt Holmes is in there as well. He could make some moves here.
He certainly can.
I don't know if these guys will be able to get up there, but there's a chance.
There is a chance indeed.
Now, the pass, in theory, will be easy for Kyle Bartles. It's all going to come down to how aggressively does Tristan Bruce block here. That's what we're going to have to watch here is how aggressive is Tristan Bruce going to get with the blocks. Is he just going to let Kyle Bartles by? Because Tristan Bruce, you're already locked in the playoffs. I mean, you've already gotten a win. You won at Dover. You locked yourself into the playoffs, but you would still like the points from winning this race and getting that extra security net into the playoffs here. But you're also, as we said, 31 lap older tires or 36 lap older tires than Kyle Bartles here. So how aggressive do you get?
That's the key. I mean, if you're someone who is up towards the front, maybe not too aggressive, especially if you also have a win like Tristan Bruce does. So you don't want to overextend yourself to where you may, yes, it's valuable points that you'll receive if you win the race and bonus points. But if you end up getting in a heavy battle for position for the race lead, if Bartles does get around, there could be contact, you could get looped around, and all those valuable points that you have, well, they'll be out the window.
Yeah, it's kind of a game of devil's advocate if you're Tristan Bruce here, I feel like. I mean, like you said, there's a lot more to lose than there is to gain here, but it's also really tempting to kind of go for the win and fight Kyle Bartles, because you know Kyle Bartles is a rookie. You know this is his 3rd attempt at going for his first career win here. He's been so close 2 times before here, and it's really devil's advocate. No matter what you do, you feel like you're going to be in the wrong here.
Absolutely. So it's just a matter of just trying to guess. As the lights are out on the pace car, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to get exciting. A very short dash to the finish. Possibly the chance of some green-white checkers could fall into play as well.
Yep, coming up to 7 laps to go, as actually caution was delayed here. As now it's going to be 6 laps to go when these guys go green. They're coming to 5. But yes, tension is definitely starting to rise, especially if you are in these race trucks here. You know it's coming down to it. It is do or die time. No matter what you do here, you have to do what you have to do to get as much track position as you can here. If you're Tristan Bruce, throw the block. I feel like throw the block, get the win. If you're Kyle Bartels, give him the bumper, go for that win. If you're someone like Christopher Tate, you know, Matt Cherry, Jordan Jurassic, Justin Clapper, I would kind of wait and see if this thing kicks off for the lead.
I would too. I just kind of mind your business, be careful, and see what happens here.
Take a deep breath. I don't feel like we're going to breathe for a while.
Absolutely. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 4-lap dash to the finish.
I feel like this is like one of those Friday night short tracks where things, you know, things are about to go off here, but taking a deep breath here. I don't know how much of this breath I'm going to use, but Tristan Bruce has control. Green flag back in the air here. Hopefully the last restart here. Tristan Bruce gets a big-time restart. Kyle Bartels, though, on 36 lap fresher tires than Tristan Bruce. In theory, should be a very easy pass going down into turn number 3. Kyle Bartels already up to the bumper. Looks to the inside of the 21 of Tristan Bruce. Looks like he wants to do this the hard way here. Through 1 and 2, Bruce has a little bit of a hip check there, but Bartels keeps the momentum on that bottom.
Here they come side by side through the middle of the corner. A little bit of contact between the two of them. This could open the door for Christopher Tate, who gets a great run. He's going to close the gap on the top 2 as they come through. 3 laps to go for your leaders.
3 laps to go, going down the back straightaway. Kyle Bartels starting to close in once again. Coming to 2 to go here. 2 laps to go at Bristol. Who's going to win it? Tristan Bruce, 21. Kyle Bartels, 95. Christopher Tate, 30. Who's got it as they're coming through turns 3 and 4? Coming to the white flag. Kyle Bartels looks like he's going to come up a little bit short. One more lap. Bartels is in the wall. Kyle Bartels in the wall. As now Christopher Tate looks to the outside of the 95 of Bartels, and that looks like it's going to be it. Coming off of turn number 4, Tristan Bruce gets his 2nd career win and his 2nd win of the season.
Absolutely amazing run right there by Tristan Bruce to be able to get the pole or the lead away early, fall back, and recover to take home the checkered flag.
A 2nd win on the season for the 21 of Tristan Bruce, and that all but solidifies his spot in the playoffs here. Go and burn him down, brother.
What an amazing run right there by Tristan Bruce. I mean, great recovery. So he is absolutely excited to get his 2nd win. Valuable points right here for him as well for the playoffs. So can't say he's going to be a happy camper.
Yeah, he will be very happy. And with that RL Productions winning moment, we're going to go ahead and send it to our final commercial break of the night. Stay right here. We got post-race coverage coming your way right after this break. Welcome back here to Grid Vision as we have post-race coverage of the Bristol night race here as Tristan Bruce takes home another win on the season. That's his 2nd of the season. Christopher Tate comes home in 2nd position. Kyle Bartels so close yet again to another win. Takes home another 3rd position here as Jordan Jurassic brings it home in 4th. Matt Holmes 5th. Matt Cherry going to be finishing 6th tonight. All 3 Matts 5th, 6th, and 7th here as Brandon Slew will be in 8th. And Robert Colgan 9th, and Matthew Montgomery going to be rounding out your top 10.
Chase Leahy will come home in 11th, followed by Noah Rainwater. Joshua Coner in 13th. Damian Neeson in 14th. Justin Clapper, tough break for him in 15th. Chase Albright 16th. Andrew Olazuski 17th. Thocon in 18th. Thomas Kohick 19th. Todd Lee 20th.
Rounding out your field here tonight, 21st going to be Thomas Aaron, Robert Walton 22nd, 23rd going to be Anthony Burleson after a rough night in that 79 truck. TJ de Blasi in the 78 going to be finishing 24th, Gregory Sheps is 25th, Brandon Schumann in 26th, and 27th going to be Kyle Newkirk. With that, we're going to go ahead and hop into our post-race interviews. And first up, going to be Kyle Bartles in the 95 truck. Once again, so close to your first win of the season and the first win of your career here in the Thunderclap iRacing Series. How does it feel to be so close yet so far for the third straight week?
Oh, thanks for the reminder, Nick. I'm not good at gambling, as you can tell.
No.
No, I was side by side. I give it props to I already talked to Tristan. Him coming down into me off of 2. I mean, I would have done the same. We were beating him by banging at Bristol. So, proud of the group again, top 3. I'm sad. I really wanted that one, but that was all tires. You can tell Tate took his set a lot later than us, and I just pushed too much. I hit the wall, and he got that spot the last lap there for me. But I'm proud of the guys. Man, we'll go next week, and yeah, I mean. Yep, I move on to the next round in the bracket, so that's good. So that's only the goal for me right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were honestly one of the favorites after week 1, being the 31 seed. And, you know, you really didn't have much trouble with your opponent this week. Are you feeling the same way going into the round of 8?
I'm not sure who my opponent will be. I got a little confused when Cherry got put back in, and if so, I'm not sure if he won, and I guess I'll have to rematch with him. I'm not sure you guys want to be a good promo with that, but yeah, maybe a rematch. So just, debrief from this race here and move on to the next for sure.
Speaking of the next race, North Wilkesboro in the next gen. Ooh, man, that's going to be a rough one. How are you feeling for that one?
I've actually been practicing that one already this week since they're in officials. I actually prefer the next gen over the trucks. What are the 2 options this week? And I feel pretty good, and I'm not trying to boost my own horse here, but yeah, I'm ready for next week already.
Kyle Bartles ready for next week. Before we let you go, who do you got to thank? Who gets it done for you?
I appreciate you guys. The race roll, the league, Robert, and then the line Mac that always spends all the time. Hard to be by yourself, so it's good to have a little bit of help every week here.
Fair enough. Congratulations on the P3, and hopefully you can get it done next week. We'll see you here next week, Kyle.
Thanks, guys.
Kyle Bartles, your 3rd place finisher. Now, speaking with your 2nd place finisher, Christopher Tate is standing alongside Taylor Burris.
Here with Christopher Tate. Christopher, a great run for you indeed here. You got a couple of close calls to avoid some chaos, but a 2nd place. So, I mean, walk us through your night. It was full of chaotic moments, I have to say.
Yeah, you just explained it. It was utter chaos out there. I don't know how I missed some of those. Got lucky in a few of them. Kind of caused my own issues a few times. But yeah, there at the end, I didn't even want the win. I was just trying to be carrot for the bracket spot.
Well, I mean, you did a pretty good job of that for you. So you were able to move on for sure, beating Garrett out of the next round. So, I mean, walk us through that. You're moving on to the round of 8.
Yeah, I just looked. I guess I'm facing Jurassic next week, so that'll be a challenge in itself, and hopefully I can beat him. But yeah, tonight it was just all about, I guess, managing tires, you could say. I got pretty loose, leading there on the high side. Pounded the wall. Somehow didn't break the truck, so. But yeah, I mean, I usually like Bristol, but tonight was a handful.
Well, before we let you go, anyone you'd like to say thank you to?
Yeah, always T-Top Manufacturing, Smoke Pit, 1 Feed, Cash Customs, everyone watching. You guys put on the broadcast, Clapper put on the league, everyone competing. Just looking forward to next week.
Well, that is Christopher Tate coming home in 2nd place as Nick Stein is caught with our race winner. Mr. Tristan Bruce joins us.
Tristan Bruce, Nick Stein up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep, I got you. Second win on the season and pretty much solidifies your spot in the playoffs this year. How are you feeling in that 21 truck? That was a chaotic, I guess is a good way to put it, last 25 laps.
Oh man, I'm pumped up. First of all, I actually did not win Dover. This is my first win.
Oh, it is?
Yes. But no, man, I'm pumped. I knew going into practice last night, ran a bunch of laps. I knew I was fast, so I knew coming in tonight I'd be pretty good. I just had to, stay out of all the squirrels and everything. I got the restart violation early in the race. I got to look back at that and see how clear that was. But man, it was a blast running 3 laps down for what seemed like half of the race, and then finally got back on the lead lap and was able to drive through the field.
Well, you obviously won your bracket brawl matchup here in the round of 16. Looking ahead to the round of 8, of course, we don't know who you're going to be facing in the round of 8 next week at North Wilkesboro, but are you feeling as confident as you were going into this week?
Man, it'll be fun for sure. I really am not the biggest fan of the next gen cars, so gonna try to do a bunch of practice going into that race and see if I can get comfortable with the car there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Looking forward to North Wilkesboro, Tristan Bruce is. Before we let you go celebrate your first win of the season, who do you got to thank?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just got to thank my parents, my dad, stepmom, mom, sisters, nieces, nephews for watching every week. And thank you guys on the broadcast for doing what you do, and got to thank me, myself, and I for doing what I got done tonight.
Hey, fair enough. Always got to thank yourself for that one. Congratulations on the win tonight, Tristan, and hopefully we get to see you here next week at North Wilkesboro. Congratulations, man.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
That was Tristan Bruce, your race winner, and that is going to wrap it up here tonight. Before we get going on the night, though, any final thoughts, Taylor?
Well, it was Bristol. It was full of excitement, full of chaos, but you know what? A great run for Tristan Bruce to guarantee him spot into the playoffs. So we look forward to seeing the next round of the bracket brawl with the next-gen cars. I know some drivers are not looking forward to it, but there's more great racing action still to come this week.
Yeah, of course, we got a brand new league starting on tomorrow night here on Grid Vision at 7 o'clock Eastern here. The High Slide Racing League, the trucks at Las Vegas. That ought to be a good show. It's going to be me on lead and Sheldon as my color, and it should be a fun week. Of course, NIS will be back next week when we go, I believe, to Bristol? No, I could be wrong on that, but
Charlotte.
We're going to Charlotte. Yeah, I knew that. I totally knew that. We'll be back at Charlotte next week for Friday Night NIS Top Split coverage. And, of course, Saturday, you got Speedway 500 coverage from the Major Series. So be there or be square. But it's going to wrap up our weekly schedule here this week. That's going to do it for us. For the entire Grid Vision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email at info@gridvision.live. Special thanks to Andrew Cardona IV of Whiplash Sim Cams for providing the cameras used today's on broadcast. Congratulations to Tristan Bruce on winning tonight's race from Bristol Motor Speedway. This has been Nick Stein. Of course, Taylor Burris as my color, and Austin Derbyshire doing whatever he does in the production truck. Weirdo. Anyway, we'll see you next time on the grid. Catch you next week.